Over the year of 2023, NCM has put together a variety of different Living Local segments. Our Living Locals focus on the different businesses here in Norwood, from retro games at Hometown Arcade to homemade jewelry at the Cove Boutique. NCM continues to find special places for viewers like you to go enjoy. The following program is an hour-long segment of all the Living Locals from 2023, highlighting some of Norwood's favorite places.
If you grew up going to the arcade, dropping rolls of quarters into the machines and having fun for hours, then Hometown Arcade is going to be your new hangout. Located in the Winsmith Mill at 61 Endicott Street, Hometown Arcade is the first of its kind in the Boston area.
I mean, really the kind of the retro arcade concept has really been big in the rest of the country and even in Canada for a number of years now, but it hasn't really caught on too much in Massachusetts, and that's sort of what prompted us to kind of get things started. I mean, the space itself is a really just kind of amazing old building with a lot of history, but folks definitely when they walk in, they're like, wow, this looks like my dream kind of game setup in like the 1980s, or the arcade I used to visit when I was a kid in the 80s, things like that. So those are the things that we love to hear from our customers, and the nostalgia of 80s games and sort of classic games, like that's what we love to hear from our customers.
Whether you just want to play some games for a little while or host an event, Hometown Arcade can accommodate.
So we do a lot of birthday parties, so birthday parties for all different ages, young kids, then like folks that are having like kind of milestone birthdays, like 30, 40, 50 years old and beyond. We've done a number of private events where folks have kind of booked out the entire arcade for different events, everything from bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs to wedding receptions. I mean, our clients are really like anybody from age 4 to 104. We try to cater to all ages, all different groups. We have games from the 70s all the way up to today. So we really try to have kind of a family environment for lots of different folks of all different age groups.
Another unique feature of Hometown Arcade is that you don't need to go rifling for quarters to play these games.
Yeah, so how it works, so there's this sort of concept of a free play arcade. So what we do, there's a flat fee of $20 plus tax, so $21.25 per person for anyone that's playing the games. If there's like parents that are chaperoning, we don't charge for those folks, but it's $21.25 including the tax, and then all the games are set to free play. So we have upwards of 62 games right now on the floor, plus arcade consoles, everything from Atari to PlayStation 5. Those are included as well with the admission fee, and it's good for all day. So folks can leave and come back if they wanted to, but there's no time limits or anything like that, and definitely no quarters involved. The $20 gets you access to all the games.
To learn more about Hometown Arcade, visit their website and follow them on social media.
Our website is hometownarcade.com. We're also on all the different social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. So our website is a good place to start. We do also a lot of engagement on social media. Again, this location is a little bit off the beaten path. It's kind of like a hidden gem, we feel. We love seeing, like grandparents, for example, take their, young, grandchildren to the arcade and watching them, show them Atari for the first time, or show them, Pac-Man for the first time, and seeing like, family members game. It's just a, fun experience. And then, in terms of other things to say about the arcade, it's really just we're looking for a fun, kind of family-friendly and also kind of cost-effective option, for entertainment. There's certainly a lot of different entertainment options in the greater Boston area, but we're looking to try to fill the void of kind of a price-friendly and family-friendly opportunity for our customers.
There is a new trainer and gym in town, and it might be closer to home than you expect. Adam Gold, Norwood resident and part of the class of 2017 at Norwood High, recently opened his own personal training and strength and conditioning business. Adam's goal is to get people where they want to be and give them a challenge while they're at it.
I'm a personal trainer, I'm a strength and conditioning coach, performance coach, and I'm here to help people get better at what they do, whatever that may be. I currently work in a physical therapy clinic underneath doctors of physical therapy who are treating all kinds of orthopedic injuries and ranging from an ACL tear to torn labrum or whatever it may be. So I've learned kind of from the ground up of what it means to rebuild somebody and rehab them. I also have experience working as a strength and conditioning coach, more based towards athletes in a performance setting where we're pushing them to their limit and trying to make them the absolute best they can be on the field, and everything in between, general fitness. I have some experience with the Army National Guard and military setting as well. So I kind of have a broad range of experience in terms of training and fitness and just general well-being, and how that looks in a variety of settings. I would say a lot of the characteristics that I hold have been inspired by the Army, and I bring a lot of those things into what I do every day in terms of being a disciplined person, being neat, being organized, being consistent. I'd say consistency is probably one of the biggest things that they teach you in the military, being able to wake up and do the same like little monotonous chores every day to make sure that the bigger things run smooth. So being able to knock out the monotonous things every day that may not be super fun to do, but that just have to be done to get the bigger mission to work is one of the biggest things that I've came back from after my active duty stint in the Army, which is a 4-month training block with the National Guard. So this venture right here, the AMG Fitness Gym and this small business, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit and always wanted to build something that was my own. That actually started, I would say, through social media. And so that kind of started there, just like creating videos, putting them out there to people and trying to grow an audience and a following. And then transforming that into an actual physical business and a small personal training studio just seemed like a good option to go down, especially in the field that I'm in, myself being a fitness professional and working with people every day. I figured why not use the space that we have, that my family owns, and try to bring people in here on my own and do things the way that I like to do them and set the environment the way that I believe it should be. So far we have 2 clients. I have a third one coming in on Friday this week, and we're building slowly. It's only been 3 weeks now. So it's actually, in terms of what I've been projecting for myself, it's actually right on schedule. And we're just in the early stages of building, and at the moment this is a side hustle for me. Eventually it could turn into more of a, like a full-scale gym operation, more of like a commercial space where I have employees and a big operation with a lot more clients. But yeah, right now we're small and just growing every day.
One person part of the growth of AMG Fitness is Angela Pine, a client of Adam's who has been training with him well before he began this venture. She will be the first to tell you that training with Adam is always fun, but never easy.
Training with Adam is a lot of fun. He will push your butt and make sure you don't cut corners, but he's really attentive and also makes the entire process a lot of fun. And He's going to listen to you if you say this is too heavy, but he's also not going to let you kind of psych yourself out and go the easy route. He knows what is good for his customers. The hardest part of training with Adam is when you're tired, he's going to make you do an extra rep, and he's going to make you do the hardest route sometimes, but that's sometimes what you need. And sometimes you're just tired and you're like, you want to give up, but he's not going to let you. Favorite part of training with Adam is just how fun it can be, and like all the laughs that come along with it. Like, he's never too serious, and so he's gonna make sure that you're having fun, but also make sure he gets the job done.
I'm located physically in Norwood, Massachusetts. You can find me on social media at AMG Fitness, 2 T's. You can find me on LinkedIn or Facebook at Adam Gold, and at amgfit.org online. My graphic designer, Angela Pine. Shout out Alpine Designs for creating that, and a lot of the logo and the website. Favorite part about being a trainer, I would say just being able to work with people every day and having to physically show up for them is big, because I think in a lot of ways before I started working with people in this type of environment, it's very easy to just coast by. But if you have somebody who you know is relying on you, for example, in the physical therapy clinic, who's relying on you to be motivated and to be like strong for them. So they're coming back from like an ACL rehab and they're on like week 1, they're down in the dumps. And when you can see that, it's like, okay, I gotta show up for them. I gotta put on I gotta bring good energy so that they're motivated to do whatever session we're doing today. And that comes back to me as motivation to show up as a good person that day.
Whether you are looking to continue your workout journey or start at the basics, Adam is reachable through Instagram, Facebook, or right on his website at amgfit.org.
One of the first AquaTots swim schools is opened in New England, and it happens to be right here in Norwood, located at 995 Providence Highway in between Staples and Job Lot. Tyler Bradshaw, co-owner and general manager, explains why he wanted to open a swim school in the New England area.
I've been in the water my whole life. I've been a fish my whole life. I swam all through high school, swam at the University of Connecticut, swam distance freestyle there. And then after college, I've had an aquatics director position at multiple different corporations and places. And I've been with AquaTots since 2017. So I was managing schools down in the Virginia area before we jumped up to Massachusetts to open these schools.
AquaTots is the largest swim school franchise in the world, located in 19 different countries, with the curriculum even being translated into 9 different languages. But the goal of AquaTots is to teach water safety to their swimmers, as well as the science behind swim lessons.
You know, I guess from a corporate standpoint, the inspiration was, it started in Arizona, and our founder was a firefighter, and he would get called to the scenes of a lot of unfortunate incidences with kids. And so his motivation was like, we gotta get people safer around water. So that was the inspiration way back in the day, and I think that really echoes my own personal inspiration with a passion for water, and especially in a state like Massachusetts that has water on its border. I mean, it's just got to be ever present on our minds. So the inspiration is genuinely just saving lives, and then ultimately making a big impact in the community. We're a core value-driven organization, so trying to do it the right way, trying to grow the right way, and just have that meaningful impact down here in Norwood. What makes us different in the swim school world is that we're a pro-submersion program. So what that means is we're going to introduce the idea of breath control to your swimmer on the first day, not in a scary or intimidating way. We have a lot of science behind our swim lessons that we call stimulating the epiglottal reflex. And so what that means is we use a lot of different cues and stimuli to engage the epiglottis for a swimmer as young as even 4 months. And that way they can safely be submerged in the water, and then it becomes a means of repetition. So the biggest business difference for us is that we are pro-submersion, and also there's not a lot of swim school concepts up in the Massachusetts area, so we are very intentionally built, right? Like, we are built for water safety and swim lessons, and that's what we do, and that's what we try to do really well. So that's our biggest differentiator.
For Tyler, working at AquaTots is more than just a job. It is his passion.
I feel like the easy layup answer is the kids, and it's just so true. I mean, as I get older and older, I'm always looking for ways to, like, you know, still feel young. And I tell you, work with a bunch of kids and you'll definitely feel that day in and day out. But ultimately, it's the families, it's the relationships. I tell people often that, sure, we're in the water safety business, but really we're in the relationship business. You know, most kids are here learning to swim for multiple months, upwards of a year. We get to know them on a personal level. You know, we know when things are going well, when they've had a bad day. We see their family through growth, you know, maybe even through sadness and loss. But like, to be a pillar in the community is, you know, the biggest requirement is the ability to foster relationships. And I think that's the big thing here that we're really trying to do, is just grow organically and grow with the families. And I think we've been really lucky to have a head start in that.
Many may remember the old Rite Aid before Aqua Tots moved in, and many may wonder how it even became a swim school.
This location was a Rite Aid before. It had been closed for a little bit. So when we got in, it was still all of the skeleton of the Rite Aid was still here. All the carpet, the security, the offices, the bathrooms and everything. So initially it was just a complete gut. You know, we gutted it all down. And the fun thing about construction, I guess, is, like, you know, sometimes you find crazy things. We didn't find anything really wild, but this facility here is an older facility. It's been owned by the same family, a Norwood family, for years and years and years. And so some of the things when we were just digging through, you know, underwater, we found a parking lot that was there that, you know, we didn't know was gonna be there. Just tiny little hurdles you gotta get over in the construction process. But yeah, we gutted the whole entire place. Then they came in with trucks and dug out the pool, load by load, put it in the parking lot, and then, you know, it moved on to somewhere else. But the hardest part was probably digging out the pool. The logistics of getting the pool in here, making sure it was safe and secure, making sure, you know, it could withstand the pressure of the water that was going in. But we got some really, really cool before and afters from the whole process. It took about 9 months, front to back. The biggest holdup was the glass. The glass we have behind us is actually hockey glass. So that held us up for a little bit in construction. But yeah, the transformation was wild. It's really crazy to think about where it was before and where it is now.
The town of Norwood has always been a welcoming community, and for Aqua Tots, Norwood has shown their support since opening back in November of 2022.
I love it. I think there was a part of me, you know, opening any business, there's like, you know, will the community accept you, right? Like, and Norwood is definitely a tight-knit community. They stick together. They really, really, really build each other up. And I feel like it took a little bit of time, but I really feel like we've started to crack the egg that is the Norwood community. And we've been accepted with open arms. I mean, we've had a lot of community partnerships that we've already engaged in. There's a lot of businesses here that want us to succeed and want to help us in tons of different ways. And we get excited when we can be an opportunity to help them grow as well. So yeah, the response here in Norwood has just been absolutely amazing. There's been tons of full circle moments for me here. You know, people coming in saying like, oh, this used to be a Rite Aid, I remember this, or I used to work at the Rite Aid when I was in high school or something. But for me, one that I really still to this day think about often is there was a grandfather in here, and you know, I made friends with him, and he was telling me how before it was a Rite Aid, I can't remember what he said, but it was something else, and he was telling me when I was a kid, my dad used to bring me here and I would drink milkshakes over in that corner, and he's pointing to behind our front desk. My hair was standing on end because it's like, wow, I hope that if anything, we can create a business that has an impact the way that other businesses have had in this exact same spot. So that's a crazy moment. You know, like, oh, when I was 4, I used to drink milkshakes over there, and now my grandson swims here. That was full circle. I was like, okay, we're doing something right.
You can find out more about Aqua Tots on their website at www.aqua-tots.com/Norwood. You can also find them on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, or give them a call at 781-984-0606.
My name is Nina DePerio. The dance studio that I own is the Fred Astaire Dance Studio of Norwood. We are located at 90 Carey Place, right off of Dean Street, and we are suite number 5 right in the back of the building. My mother put me in dance classes when I was 5, and I have been dancing pretty much ever since. I was classically trained, and when I graduated from high school, my father handed me an article or a job briefing saying, do you want to sleep all day and dance all night? And it was for the Fred Astaire Dance Studio in Belmont at the time. And I have been with the company ever since for the last 15 years. I had been looking into acquiring my own location for a couple of years. And as fortune had it. The prior owner was looking to move out of this location, and I had been here before and worked with the students and the staff. So it really was a perfect meeting and a good time, even though it was the beginning of 2020. Fred Astaire is definitely a special location, kind of no matter which one you walk into. The Norwood one is my favorite, but that's because I'm always there. But we specifically look for people who enjoy people. Our staff like to interact with other people and enjoy that one-on-one human experience of, let me give you something that you can use here, you can use elsewhere. It's a skill, and it is very transferable. But yeah, that's what makes us special, is everyone's invited. Come on down. I enjoy a lot of different parts of this business. Definitely for me, like I said, working with people, I do love that one-on-one learning about different people who do all sorts of different things. I think my job makes it very interesting. I'll be working with a dentist one day, and then I'll be working with a professor of Middle Eastern studies the next. And so I really get to hear about everything and learn about a lot of stuff. But I also get to watch my staff grow, which is really cool. And I think I didn't have that before I opened this location myself. And so it's really cool to watch each of them grow into their own and see what this business can do for them and where they want to go. I love doing business in Norwood. I feel like all of the other businesses are very community-based and want to help each other as well. I definitely have felt the love from the people of Norwood, and I wanted to come here. I moved our location from Dedham to Norwood in 2020 because I had been begging my regional person to say, can we get back to Norwood? That was the place that we called home. So it worked. Well, one, thank you for listening and paying attention to us, because we appreciate that. Once a month, we have a party for anybody who wants to come and hang with us. And as part of like our Dancing with the Stars contribution, we'd love to offer a free introductory lesson to anyone who mentions Dancing with the Stars Norwood when they get a hold of us. You can find us at fredastaire.com/Norwood. That'll bring you right to our studio page. We are also on Instagram at Fred's Norwood. And we have a Facebook page as well, the Fred Astaire Dance Studio of Norwood. You can interact with us on any of those places. Also through phone, 781-320-5678. You can also text that number as well.
Located at 61 Endicott Street, just across from the Fallout Shelter, Junk Teens Junk Removal is owned and operated by brothers Kirk and Jacob McKinney. Kirk and Jacob founded their business at just 19 and 17 years old. That's right, Junk Teens is run and operated by local teenagers.
We're all pretty much college, high school kids, I'd say, really ranging between like 16 and 19 is the main age group between us all, but we're all teenagers, so we all go out to work every day, and people just love hiring young guys. They see us putting in the work, so they like that, and then that's really, I'd say, the main factor. But at the same time, we do our best to get out there same next day, so we try to provide the best service we can at the same time.
We run the business out of our warehouse, and then during the day we go and we pick up junk. And then some of the reusable things that we find that aren't necessarily trash, we bring back to the warehouse at the end of the day.
Older brother Kirk explains how Junk Teens came to be.
Long story short, I was probably 15 and I was riding bicycles with my friend, and we stumbled upon the dump. And then I was so excited that I had found like these really cool speakers at the dump. So I brought them home, and one thing led to another. My whole room was full of audio equipment, and my mom was not happy about that. So we were kind of like forced to get rid of that stuff. And I thought, why not sell it rather than just throw it back in the dump? And then from there, one thing led to another. And then eventually that like led us being in the junk removal industry. and kind of growing it to where we have now. Every day is a new surprise, especially with what we do. Like every day we're finding new things, but at the same time running a business, we never know what problems are gonna happen, and that's kind of an obvious of the business, but I enjoy just like working on the operation.
Me personally, I love working with my friends since we all are teenagers. It's really, I mean, sometimes I'm just going through the halls and I see my friends, but they're also my work buddies, so it's good to work with my friends and just see the same crew of people every day that I enjoy hanging out with, like within work and then off on my free time as well, so absolutely. I like that, but I also like getting outside. It's a nice change of scenery from the video games and all that I used to play as a kid, so it's just a good way to stay active and make a living at the same time.
While they are from Westwood, the McKinney brothers love having their business here in Norwood.
We are from Westwood, born in Dedham actually, but we do really feel at home in Norwood, and it's definitely a really like community town. So it's we love working in Norwood. It's honestly probably our favorite town. We really started in Norwood as well with our first pickup truck. Most of our jobs, I'd say probably 75% were starting in Norwood. So it's really where the business came out of. Even though we are from a different town, we really do feel like the business was from Norwood.
I feel like everyone knows each other here, and for us that's a good thing because obviously we do our best, and when people notice that, the word spreads quickly, and I really like that because it's like every time we go to someone's house in Norwood, it's like, oh, I've seen you everywhere.
To learn more about Junk Teens, visit their website and check them out on social media.
So I'd say there's a few places we're pretty present on social media, but Facebook is a big one, and ultimately just our website, junkteens.com, is probably the #1 place where you can see everything, our Facebook, our Instagram, all the social medias, the YouTube and all that. So as well as just the general background information on our business and all that. So I'd say definitely our website. It has our contact info if you ever need to reach out as well. So definitely the website.
Like the residents of Norwood to know is that I'm very thankful for all of the opportunity that they brought to us, supporting us ever since we started. Like my brother said, we've had so much support from Norwood ever since the beginning, and I think just a big part of that is the community aspect of the town, and I'm very thankful for that.
Modernize is a technology-forward, medically focused practice. So we're meant to bring as much care and attention individually to patients, but also leveraging technology to allow us to make these visits more efficient for everyone involved, because the medical system is complicated enough. Let's use technology to our advantage, shall we? I would say the reason that we chose this location and why we were so excited about it was the historic nature of the building. It was built in 1899. Originally was a general store, actually the whole block. And since then it has had a number of iterations, including banks, and it was actually a jewelry store a couple of times over. And it was just a lovely location. But a lot of the hidden charm in the building was hidden behind the walls, drywall and drop ceilings. So when we came into this space and we peeked up underneath that, those drop ceiling tiles, and we saw the tin ceiling, the original tin ceiling, I just knew it was the right spot for us. It kind of paid homage to the history and beauty and charm of the town that we loved, and it also brought that charm back to the neighborhood because they could see what we saw in the building originally. So the process from beginning to end took about a year to put together. I mean, it was kind of an empty shell. Like I said, it was a jewelry store before, so it did take some effort to get it to this point. But it was a battle of love, I'll say. We just kept fighting really hard to keep all of those historic elements that really spoke to the space, and in some ways really kind of aligned with our own personal philosophy of keep what is good, what is old but good, and just bring it up to date as much as possible. I mean, modernize. It's all about bringing forth what is good and keeping that, and just making sure that it was something that was presented well and really cared for.
One of the many people behind Modernize's modernization is Echelon Builders owner Lenny Gimmelfarb.
It's an awesome space and an awesome town, and just the history of the building and what it looked like before, there was a lot of potential to make it really something special. It definitely changed as we went along because we just kept finding new areas to open up that had little presents and little secrets for us. Like we found, you know, the paneled tin walls with the beadboard up in the front. We found a bunch of amazing brickwork in the back. Found a lot of cool ceiling details that we were just able to see little peaks of, and we kind of decided to go for it and see what could happen, and we found something really, really special. Small business is everything. It's like the backbone of America, of people, and of communities. So when you have small businesses that are truly meant, and like their mission statement is to succeed by providing a service to the community, like that's a win-win. So to have more and more businesses come in that do the right thing, that want to provide the service, that's a game-winning combination, and you're not going to beat that. You know, you can't fake it either. So that's, I think, is huge, especially for a town like Norwood.
While Christina handles all the marketing for the company, Graham Stetson is the doctor of optometry at Modern Eyes.
My husband is actually the optometrist in the practice, and he was an optician for many years before, and so he has all of the retail background as well. When he, graduated from his residency, he was very excited to start seeing patients and bring some of that expertise into the field, but he felt that, a lot of times when you're in these larger practices, they get kind of lost in the cracks. So by opening our own practice, Modern Eyes, we've been able to bring in all of the new information that he has from his recent training, as well as all of the latest technology that he had been learning about in his training, and really provide the best care to patients right where we live, specifically in Norwood. We actually are residents of Norwood, so it felt like the right place to open because these are our neighbors and our friends and our family, and we want to be able to provide those services directly to them.
I do think that there's a dearth of high quality comprehensive medical eye care that's accessible and efficient. And so, I wanted to help out my local community. It didn't hurt that I wasn't commuting a half hour or an hour to where I was working, but I wanted to contribute to this community. And I had a goal for the kind of eye care that I wanted to provide that's, both convenient and comprehensive, as well as being accessible to, many segments of the population. We're working with the Norwood Public Schools, we're working with the Senior Center, so we're trying to integrate with the community. We're members of the local Chamber of Commerce, so, we're trying to do all the right things to integrate with the Norwood Central Business Association. And so, it's really just helping the community. With the school specifically, we're working on a program where if a child fails the school screening, then they get referred to us, whether they have insurance or not. We're working with a program called VSP Eyes of Hope to provide exams and eyewear to people without insurances. And so, we're trying to make sure our kids get the best education they can, and they need their eyes for that.
Between the community feel and welcoming neighbors, Norwood seems to be a great fit for Modern Eyes so far.
Norwood is this beautiful little town in the middle of Massachusetts that just has this great feel. It's friendly, it's warm. We chose it for ourselves to live here, but we also love the community aspect. They have a lot of events during the year. They are very community focused. And in fact, they won't be called a city. It's always going to be a town because they just love the neighborhood feel. And I have to say, I agree with them. It's really a lovely place to spend an afternoon, just walking around and shopping as well as anything else. And I just feel like there's definitely, a friendly vibe in this town that we completely appreciate and want to continue. I had so much support from the community. The town specifically was amazing in bringing in all the expertise, guiding us through the process. Really just hearing from all of our neighbors and feeling the love and support from them has really made all the difference.
The town itself has been extremely supportive throughout the whole construction process, and the local businesses and the local residents have been extremely encouraging and have been, a great source of confidence that, we are actually going to get this thing done. There were a few days, weeks where it was a little bleak, but the constant encouragement from the residents and the local businesses has been great.
In the future, I'd like to see us be a very busy practice, but I want to make sure that we continue to see the individual side of patients, that they really feel that personal communication with us, they feel connected to us, and not just a store that you walk through, but a practice that really cares about you and cares about your family. So we want to see that happen. At the moment, we have one doctor who will be seeing patients, but we have actually planned expansion to allow us to bring more care to the area. I know that there's a limited access because of a number of providers that have left the area, so we want to make sure that we are ready to step into that gap and provide care for all who need it. There are a number of ways that they can get an appointment with us. One is just a call. You can also walk through the door. We're actually seeing walk-ins at the moment because we want people to feel welcomed. We can also take appointments through the website. There's a bot on the website that you can talk to in the middle of the night if you want to find out common eye conditions, and you can also schedule an appointment with the doctor. So we have a number of channels. We're so excited to be here, and we're just so excited to see people and to have them come and experience what we know we can provide for them, and that's the best care.
Hello, I'm Mark Waters from Remarkable Cleanouts here at 670 Washington Street down in Norwood Center. Come on down. Here we do cleanouts, but we get all this stuff. As you look around, we have Bleak, Waterford, Heron, Royal Daltons, anything you want, lots of furniture. So come on down here and visit Cindy, myself, Renee, or anybody else that's in here ready to give you a deal.
Waters has a unique win-win business model that makes both the seller and buyer happy.
Here, what we do is we come to your house. We give you a free estimate. Anybody that's moving, cleaning out a house, is downsizing, we come in, give you an estimate. What we do is anything of value that we think we can sell, we'll take it off the cost of the clean out. We clean out your house from the attic to the cellars, leave it broom swept. We clean out the closets, the cabinets, the cellar, whatever you need. We make that life nice and easy on you and keep those golden hairs on your head. I've lost mine.
As a small business owner, Mark Waters is a huge fan of the town of Norwood and everything that it has to offer.
Norwood is the best town in the city or the state of Massachusetts. It's great. If you ever come down here during a snowstorm, the Public Department has it cleared. The streets are cleared. I mean, to walk in Norwood Center, the people are here to help you. I mean, the building inspectors, the town hall, the building department, they're all here. They're so friendly. None of this what we get today, these all, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's kind of tough. But in town Norwood, they make it nice and easy to do business. It's just fantastic. The people are great. We open up the front door, people come in, the police are dynamite. They do everything around here. It's just great being in the center of town. It's a different atmosphere. We're not on cement, we're on wood. It's nice to walk around, we're all here, all the people are here. We have a great time, so come on in, give me a hug, come on in.
The inventory at Remarkable Cleanouts moves very quickly. So if you see something of interest, you may want to pick it up because it may not be there the next time you stop by.
One of the first things you see here and when you come in the store is a sign. It's a little advice. When you see something, don't walk away. Buy it now, because normally when you come back here, the thing's gone. And when you come in, you say, I want it, I'll call you back. I love to say, I'm sorry, it's sold. We do 2 or 3 clean-outs a week, and we're constantly bringing in the items, so I want to constantly move it out the store. When you see something, you got to buy it. You got to come in here regularly. If you say you're going to come in here, and you come in, you seen it here last week, I hope it's not here next week when it's gone, because I'm not doing my job. But you got to come in regularly and see the change of inventory, because we're doing clean-outs. And, you can't throw away a lot of stuff today, mattresses, box springs, textiles, books, everything's got to be donated, which is a good thing. We think green, we have for a long time. So that's part of our whole concept of the business. So rather than throwing it away, think it away, donate it. And that's the great American dream here in Norwood Center.
Waters, if you haven't noticed by now, has a lot of energy and a personality that fills his store. This has created a loose, carefree atmosphere that allows you to have fun while shopping or even just poking around.
We got a great philosophy here. When you come in, leave all that bad attitude outside. Come on in here. This little thing. Let your hair down, shake your hair around, because you're going to find something. But it's a great thing. We're in an uptight world. It's not uptight in here. You got to have some fun.
So if you're looking for something special, or even if you're not looking for anything at all, you'll probably find it at Remarkable Cleanouts in downtown Norwood. So to let you know when the store is open, let's go back to Mark Waters.
Hey, I'm Mark Waters from Remarkable Cleanouts, little fat bald-headed mirror in the heart of Norwood Center, trying to make a living here, moving some stuff out, so come on in. And we'll see you during our regular hours at 670 Washington Street. Once again, we're here Wednesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 3:30, Fridays from 9 to 4, Saturday 9 to 5, and Sunday 12 to 5. I got it right! Finally, we'll see you soon!
13 years ago, Holly Daniels Christensen, founder and owner of Dune Jewelry & Co. and The Cove here in Norwood, took a hobby to the next level, never dreaming it would take off the way it did.
Dune Jewelry was started at my kitchen table in 2010, which is crazy to think about. So we're coming up on our 13-year anniversary. I began making jewelry using sand and earth elements from Cape Cod, so like sand and shells and seagrass and anything I could get my hands on that captured a memory of Cape Cod, because that's where I grew up. And then over the years, people were like, oh, can I send in sand from Bermuda, or crushed granite from the Rocky Mountains, or soil from the Appalachian Trail, all these different things. And I would always say, yeah, why not? We'll give it a shot. Ashes, people send in ashes now, which is really sentimental. And basically every single piece is handcrafted right here in Norwood and carries memories for people. So what it means is you could send in your own sand or earth elements that are sentimental to you, or you can choose from our sand bank, which is right here in the studio. And it holds over 5,000 sands and earth elements from all over the world. Dubai, Italy, the Greek islands, the West Coast, the East Coast, even Namibia. We have desert sand, sand from Sedona, Arizona. So all these little jars of sand really are someone's memories and experiences. So we like to say that we're experiential jewelry. My childhood best friend has, she used to make these little ornaments out of beach sand, and I would go to arts and craft shows and sell them and help her with that business. And then because she loved the making part, but she didn't love the selling part, and I like all of it. So then we decided to take a jewelry class at Metalworks in Waltham. And we took a few jewelry making classes there, and really from there it just catapulted where it became such a passion of mine. I would sit at my kitchen table just making jewelry for friends and family. And ultimately my best friend decided to stay home, raise her boys. I launched Dune Jewelry, but it all came full circle 2 years ago because she opened our first brick and mortar in Harwichport.
Each piece is custom made, and Dune Jewelry is looking at unique avenues to expand its reach across the globe.
Everything is custom made, made to order. So essentially you can choose a silhouette that you love, but then we're gonna fill it with your elements. And if you're like, oh, I just like the design, I don't really have a sentimental place or anywhere I want to capture, then we can do power stones like turquoise, lapis, malachite, amethyst. We can do those types of things too. So it doesn't always have to be sand or earth elements, although those stones come from the earth too. We can just make you a really pretty piece of jewelry that you can customize.
Holly's eyes light up when she talks about her small but mighty team.
Oh my gosh, we have the best team. So there's around 25 of us. Between marketing, finance, production, packaging, shipping, and now the Cove out front.
In 2023, Holly opened the Cove at 935 Washington Street, giving Norwood its own special place to shop. When visiting the Cove, you'll meet Rachel, a self-described retail therapist.
The Cove is a little jewel box of gifts and jewelry that it's one of those places where we carry everything you just didn't think you need, but you definitely need.
My name is Rachel Dwyer, and I am the boutique manager here at The Cove. Some also call me their retail therapist.
Rachel aims to find that perfect item for everyone who walks through the door. Rachel and Holly make sure the products they offer come from businesses that share similar values.
Oh my gosh, I do so much research. I research market trends, and I also research up-and-coming businesses. What I really want is a product that you can feel good about. Now, when you go into retail, when you open up a gift shop, they tell you not to try to be everything for everyone. They tell you to find your niche, but I want to do both. I want to find something for everyone and be able, like, if you walk in off the street, I want you to be able to come in here and be able to connect with something, or, you know, find something for someone that you love. I fully stock The Cove, so if I, find a product that I want to carry, I'll go over it with Holly, or if Holly wants a product in here, we'll go over it together and we'll just research and make sure it's something that we want to support, because I truly believe that everything that I put into The Cove, I want it to be something that I would feel good about purchasing, and so you can leave here feeling great about purchasing it.
Dune Jewelry and The Cove are excited to be putting roots down in Norwood. They love the strong sense of community and the welcome they've received.
So I live in Walpole, and I love the sense of community that Norwood, Walpole, this whole area has. And we were so lucky when this particular building came up on the market. They had multiple bids, but I had put in an offer, and I wanted it so bad. You know how, like, you don't want to hope so much, but I wanted the building so bad, specifically because it is in Norwood. The community is so strong, and luckily I wrote a letter to the seller and sent a picture of my family explaining that we're a small business, and he chose to sell the building to us. So now we're putting down roots.
What started as making some jewelry at a kitchen table has turned into so much more. A dream has come true, and it is continuing to grow.
So proud to be part of the Norwood community. I'm a mom of 2 girls. I started at my kitchen table, so this is all a dream come true. No investors, none of that. We're a bootstrap business, and it's just exciting to be welcomed. And I just hope everyone stops in, and I also hope people are communicating with us in the sense of, like, we love this, but you should carry this, and this is a brand I want to see in the Cove. Like, we want to be the place that you can just walk in and you're going to get the perfect gift, either for someone else or for yourself. We very much believe in self-purchase, self-care, self-love. So if you're having a bad day, you can come on in. Rachel's your retail therapist. She'll come in and tell you exactly what you need.
To learn more about Dune Jewelry and The Cove, please visit their websites.
I'm Marcy. I am the owner of the Juice Bar. I live here in Norwood, and we've been in business for 6 years now.
Located at the corner of Manhattan and Broadway, the Juice Bar, specializing in healthy fast food, has found its home in Norwood.
You can come and you get your healthy food. We don't add anything but what nature gives us to any of our recipes. And we are a place where you can have a healthy option when you're on the go, or on your daily basis you can make sure you will eat healthy. On a trip that I did a few years back, I visited first Juice Bar in my life. I always juiced for myself, and I wondered if that country had a place where I could get a green juice. So we found out there was one 2 blocks away from our hotel. We were sitting there, and I looked at my husband and I said, I think I'm gonna open up a juice bar. I don't think he believed me at first. He's like, all right, whatever. But I came back, and within a month, I researched everything there was to juice bars. And so I was ready. I was like, all right, let's do this, but how am I gonna get customers through the door? And that's when my husband, who's a local police officer here in Norwood, said, why don't you reach out to Charlotte from Charles River Running Store? And she's a very big in community, and I think she can help. And that's what I did, and Charlotte was amazing. She brought all her running club to the Juice Bar on day 1 that we opened. And the word of mouth just spread, and everybody, the whole community, the whole town actually embraced the whole concept of the juice bar because it was something that the town didn't have. And it was a great idea. It was like, okay, let's bring some healthy food to our town. And everybody just started from the rec department all the way to the other local businesses. They all reached out and they came, they helped me. You guys from NCM came and you did amazing. Because of all of you, we're here today.
While Marcy will be the first to tell you that everything is good at the Juice Bar, there is one item on the menu that seems to be the favorite amongst her customers.
I think that the majority of our customers come for the acai bowl. So I come from the Amazon and I grew up eating acai. And the closest you will get to the Amazon taste of an acai, it would be with us. So we have 100% organic acai, nothing added to it. There's only 3 ingredients that goes into our bowls, into our base. Any other place that you go, they mix a bunch of berries, almond milk, and a lot of other stuff that becomes actually a smoothie in a bowl. Ours, the acai, is actually acai. So you are getting the whole benefits of this amazing fruit, which is considered a superfruit. And we make sure that every day the base is made fresh. So I have a person who comes in every day at 4 in the morning to prepare the base for the day. So it's never from the day before, it's always made for that day. So you're always gonna get fresh acai. It's such a specialty fruit that if mishandled, you lose the properties. So that's why we only buy 100% organic, quick frozen puree, because that way we're gonna serve you all the nutrients that this rich berry has to offer.
Marcy would love to expand and have a juice bar in every town, but there's nothing she loves more than being right here in Norwood.
A lot of people from other towns, they do come to me and they're like, Marcy, why don't you open up somewhere else? Or you should franchise this. And it is my dream, but Norwood is where I started, and it's where my roots went deep, because the whole community just came and embraced me. And it was more than just helping each other out. It was loving me, it was accepting me, it was rooting for me. And being a mom, like during sports seasons and all that, I'm always glad to bring smoothies for the team, you know, hey, do you guys want something pre-game or something? So it's good to be able to give that a little bit. Just the whole idea of being in my town and being here and seeing all the young kids come in and enjoying a healthy meal, a healthy choice instead of going to a fast food restaurant. Just being able to serve even the older people who come in and they say, look, I have diabetes and my doctor told me to eat healthy. And I have people who have been coming every day. And I also have people who says, Marcy, since I started eating here, my cholesterol went down. And I get messages all the time like, Marcy, I ate my bowl today and I literally felt loved. And I told them that's because we make it with so much love that we want you to feel that. So there are just those testimonies that come, you know, throughout the years that you're doing something right, that it's what you're meant to be doing. And especially here in Norwood, because my kids are in Norwood, they're in the Norwood schools, and it makes me not just glad, but blessed to be able to serve my community with a healthy option.
The Juice Bar is open Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Marcy and her staff are looking forward to serving the Norwood community healthy food options and doing it with a smile.